This new footage of Kobe Bryant's daughter tearing up the court is going viral, but not everyone's just clapping. Some say it's about more than just basketball. It's stirring up old conversations. Kobe's rocky past with his parents, the scandals in his marriage, and the case that nearly destroyed his legacy. Now the big question, is Bianca stepping into her father's shoes or into his shadow? Let's get into it. The emerging basketball star. The footage of Kobe Bryant's daughter shows remarkable basketball skills that immediately drew comparisons to her legendary father. This development isn't just a heartwarming moment for fans still mourning the NBA icon's tragic death. It represents the continuation of a complicated family legacy marked by both extraordinary achievement and profound personal struggles. The Bryant family basketball story spans 3 generations, beginning with Joe "Jellybean" Bryant, a former NBA player who spent 8 seasons in the league with teams like the Philadelphia 76ers, San Diego Clippers, and Houston Rockets. After his NBA career, Joe took his talents overseas to Italy, where young Kobe would develop his early passion for the game. This international experience gave Kobe a unique perspective, allowing him to learn Italian, play soccer, and study NBA game tapes sent by his grandfather. The viral footage showing basketball skills doesn't feature Gianna "Gigi" Bryant, who tragically died alongside her father in the January 2020 helicopter crash, but instead showcases Bianca Bella Bryant, born December 5, 2016, who is now 8 years old. As Kobe's third daughter, Bianca has already begun to embody aspects of her father's legacy, particularly in basketball, while also developing her own identity through her interests and public appearances. In May 2024, Vanessa Bryant shared Instagram videos of Bianca, then 7, practicing basketball with WNBA star Sabrina Ionescu in New York City. Ionescu was clearly impressed, commenting, "Shooting definitely runs in the family," to which Vanessa playfully responded, "Keep waiting on that pass." These clips highlighted Bianca's developing skills, with observers noting her form and energy on the court. The basketball connection deepened when, in July 2024, retired WNBA star Candace Parker posted photos of Bianca shooting hoops, praising her technique. "Look at the wrist loaded under the ball, on her toes. Basketball in her blood." Parker, a close family friend, called Bianca a mini Mamba, referencing Kobe's Black Mamba nickname, and emphasized the legacy aspect by captioning her post, "Legacy, legacy, legacy, legacy." These interactions with professional athletes suggest Bianca is receiving mentorship from some of the best in the game, much like Gianna was under Kobe's guidance. What makes this footage particularly poignant is understanding the complex relationships in Kobe's life, including his own experiences as both a son and a father. In one revealing story, Kobe shared how his father's support gave him the confidence to pursue greatness despite early failures.
And I scored not a free throw, nothing, not a lucky shot, not a breakaway layup, 0 points. And I remember crying about it, being upset about it. And my father just gave me a hug and said, "Listen, whether you score 0 or score 60, I'm gonna love you no matter."
This moment with Joe gave young Kobe what he described as essential confidence. The irony of this touching childhood story is that Kobe's relationship with his parents became deeply strained in his adult years. When asked about whether his father had given him advice about the later stages of his basketball career, Kobe revealed the painful reality of their estrangement.
Well, since I'm one of the only guys left that remembers your dad as a player, I'm curious how much he's talked to you about this stage of the career and how the body has to react in different ways.
That, unfortunately, we don't talk much. Maybe down the road that relationship would be better, but right now it's not much of one.
This admission revealed the fracture in what had once been a close father-son relationship. The primary catalyst for this estrangement was Kobe's marriage to Vanessa Lane in April 2001, when Kobe was 21 and Vanessa was 18. Joe and Pamela Bryant disapproved of the union for several reasons, including what some reports suggest was discomfort with Vanessa's Latina heritage, though Joe denied these claims. The rift was so significant that Joe and Pamela did not attend Kobe and Vanessa's wedding, and by 2003, Kobe told the Orlando Sentinel he hadn't spoken to his parents in 2 years. The relationship deteriorated further in 2013 when Joe and Pamela attempted to auction Kobe's career memorabilia, including his 2000 NBA championship rings, high school uniforms, and other items without his consent. Pamela had received a $450,000 advance from Golden Auctions to purchase a home in Nevada. Kobe was furious, feeling betrayed, and tweeted, "When you give, and they take, at what point do you draw a line in the sand?" With hashtags like "hurt beyond measure" and "gave me no warning," Kobe sued his parents and Golden Auctions, with the case eventually settling out of court. Joe and Pamela issued a public apology. "We regret our actions and statements related to the Kobe Bryant auction memorabilia. We apologize for any misunderstanding and unintended pain we have caused our son and appreciate the financial support he has provided over the years." A judge allowed less than 10% of the items to be sold, netting Joe and Pamela around $500,000. In a 2016 ESPN interview, Kobe described their relationship as saying, I say, I'm gonna buy you a very nice home. And the response is, that's not good enough? Then you're selling my shit. This incident deepened the rift, and Joe and Pamela were noticeably absent from Kobe's final NBA game in April 2016 and his jersey retirement ceremony in December 2017. Against this backdrop of familial tension, Kobe became determined to be a different kind of parent to his own daughters, as Vanessa Bryant would later describe in her moving eulogy at the memorial service for Kobe and Gianna. He was the MVP of girl dads, fully present and engaged in his daughters' lives and passions. However, Kobe's public image and family life were further complicated by serious legal troubles. In July 2003, when Bianca wasn't yet born, Kobe was accused of sexually assaulting a 19-year-old hotel employee, Caitlin Faber, at the Lodge and Spa at Cordillera in Edwards, Colorado. This case would become a defining moment in his life and career, forcing him to navigate intense public scrutiny while attempting to preserve his marriage and reputation. According to court documents, the accuser alleged that what began as consensual kissing escalated when Bryant blocked her exit, groped her, and raped her against a chair despite her saying no at least twice. Physical evidence included bruises on the accuser's neck, blood on her underwear, and small bloodstains on Bryant's shirt confirmed to belong to the accuser. When initially questioned by police, Bryant denied having sexual intercourse with the accuser. When confronted with physical evidence, he admitted to the encounter but insisted it was consensual. Bryant acknowledged strangling the accuser during sex, describing it as his thing with another partner, not his wife, and noted bruises on her neck, stating, "My hands are strong." On July 18, 2003, Vanessa appeared alongside Kobe at a press conference at Staples Center, holding his hand as he admitted to adultery but denied the assault, saying, "I'm innocent. I'm disgusted at myself for making." Vanessa issued a statement to the media. "I know that my husband has made a mistake, the mistake of adultery. He and I will have to deal with that within our marriage, and we will do so. He is not a criminal." The criminal case was ultimately dismissed on September 1st, 2004, when the accuser declined to testify, citing harassment, death threats, and loss of faith in the judicial system after court errors led to her identity being leaked. Bryant issued a public apology as part of the dismissal, stating, "Although I truly believe this encounter between us was consensual, I recognize now that she did not and does not view this incident the same way I did." A subsequent civil lawsuit filed by the accuser against Bryant was settled out of court in March 2005 for an undisclosed amount, with both parties agreeing to make no further comments. This settlement allowed Bryant to begin rebuilding his public image, though the case would remain a controversial part of his legacy. 1 week after the criminal charges were filed, Bryant gifted Vanessa an 8-carat purple diamond ring valued at $4 million, widely interpreted as an apology ring, highlighting the strain the case placed on their marriage. Despite this effort, Vanessa filed for divorce in 2011, citing irreconcilable differences amid rumors of Kobe's continued infidelity. However, by 2013, they reconciled, with Vanessa stating, "We're working on things." This complex background of family estrangement, legal troubles, and personal redemption forms the backdrop against which we now see Bianca Bryant developing her basketball skills. The viral footage of her on the court isn't just about athletic potential, it represents the continuation of a complicated family legacy and Kobe's attempt to be a better father than the relationship he experienced with his own parents. As Bianca grows in the public eye, she faces unique challenges. Growing up without her father, who died when she was just 3 years old, she relies on these shared activities like basketball to connect with his memory. At the same time, she's developing her own interests beyond basketball, including dance classes and arts and crafts, showing a creative side that echoes Kobe's post-basketball storytelling pursuits. One of Bianca's most notable public appearances came on August 25, 2024, when she threw the ceremonial first pitch at a Los Angeles Dodgers game during a Kobe Bryant tribute night. At 7 years old, she delivered an impressive pitch to Dodgers star Mookie Betts, showcasing confidence beyond her years. Vanessa, Natalia, Bianca, and Capri all wore Dodgers jerseys with Kobe's number 24, symbolizing their unified commitment to his memory. This emergence of Bianca as a potential basketball talent takes on additional significance given the loss of Gianna, who many saw as the direct inheritor of Kobe's basketball legacy. Gianna, nicknamed Mambacita, was already showing tremendous promise as a player at the time of her death. By age 11, college coaches were inquiring about her, and she aspired to play in the WNBA, expected to attend the University of Connecticut, UConn, a powerhouse in women's basketball. The Bryant family legacy. To fully understand the significance of this emerging talent, we must examine the Bryant family legacy in its entirety, including both its triumphs and its darker chapters. The foundation of the Bryant basketball legacy begins with Joe "Jellybean" Bryant, whose own career illuminates the path that Kobe would later follow with even greater success. Born in 1954, Joe played 8 seasons in the NBA for teams including the Philadelphia 76 ERs, San Diego Clippers, and Houston Rockets before taking his talents to Italy. This international move would prove pivotal pivotal for young Kobe, who spent formative years abroad developing a global perspective and multicultural appreciation that would later distinguish him from many of his NBA peers. During Kobe's youth, he and Joe shared a close bond centered around basketball. Joe coached Kobe's junior varsity team at Lower Merion High School in Philadelphia after the family returned to the U.S. when Kobe was 13. This early mentorship contributed significantly to Kobe's development as a player, instilling fundamentals and basketball philosophy that would serve as the foundation for his legendary career. However, the father-son relationship that once revolved around shared passion for the game would later fracture, primarily over Kobe's marriage to Vanessa Lane. Joe and Pamela Bryant's absence from Kobe's 2001 wedding marked the beginning of a period of estrangement that would last for years. This rift was reportedly deepened by cultural and generational differences, with some reports suggesting the Bryant's discomfort with Vanessa's Latina heritage played a role, though Joe later denied racial motivation as a factor. In his 2016 letter to his younger self, published in the Players Tribune, Kobe cautioned against mixing family and business, reflecting on the painful lessons he had learned about setting boundaries even with those closest to him. This letter reveals a man who had navigated difficult waters in his personal relationships and emerged with hard-won wisdom about the complexities of fame, wealth, and family. Despite these difficulties, there were signs of healing in the relationship before Kobe's death. Family friend Wayne Slappy told the Daily Mail that he witnessed Kobe and Joe share an affectionate embrace at a basketball camp, suggesting a warming of relations. Additionally, Joe and Pamela attended Kobe's memorial service in February 2020, sitting in the front row, indicating their presence in his life during that final chapter. The Bryant family story took yet another tragic turn on July 15, 2024, when Joe Jellybean Bryant died at age 69 due to a massive stroke. Vanessa Bryant's Instagram statement following Joe's death expressed a poignant mixture of regret and acceptance. "We hoped things would have been different. Although the times we spent together were few, it was always sweet and nice to be around. Kobe loved him very much." This statement acknowledges both the complications in their relationship and the underlying affection that remained despite their differences. Against this backdrop of family strain and partial reconciliation, Kobe built his own family with Vanessa. Their relationship withstood significant challenges, including the sexual assault case that threatened both Kobe's freedom and their marriage. The case began in July 2003, when Kobe was accused of sexually assaulting a 19-year-old hotel employee in Colorado. The criminal case was dismissed in September 2004 when the accuser declined to testify. In his public statement, Kobe acknowledged the difference in their perspectives. "Although I truly believe this encounter between us was consensual, I recognize now that she did not and does not view this incident the same way I did." This carefully worded apology, negotiated as part of the dismissal, allowed him to maintain his claim of innocence while expressing regret for the accuser's experience. The civil lawsuit was settled in March 2005 for an undisclosed amount, bringing legal closure to the case. However, the impact on Bryant's public image and personal life would continue. Major sponsors like McDonald's and Nutella dropped him, and Nike temporarily benched him from promotions. More significantly, the case forced him to confront issues in his marriage and his own behavior. The 2003 case occurred before the #MeToo movement, when public and media responses to sexual assault allegations often favored high-profile figures like Bryant. The accuser's treatment, death threats, leaked identity, and character attacks highlights the challenges accusers faced, contributing to her decision not to testify. Since his death, discussions of this case have become increasingly nuanced, with many acknowledging both Bryant's basketball greatness and the serious allegations against him as part of a complex legacy. Despite these challenges, Kobe and Vanessa's marriage endured, though not without further difficulties. In 2011, Vanessa filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences amid rumors of Kobe's continuing infidelity. However, they reconciled by 2013, with Vanessa stating they were working on things. They went on to have two more daughters after Natalia and Gianna: Bianca, born 2016, and Capri, born 2019. This personal evolution paralleled Kobe's professional transformation. After the sexual assault case, he worked to rebuild his image, focusing on his work ethic, the famous Mamba mentality, his basketball excellence, leading the Lakers to two more championships in 2009 and 2010, and increasingly, his role as a devoted family man and girl dad. By the time of his retirement in 2016, Kobe had largely completed this image rehabilitation. His Oscar-winning short film, Dear Basketball, his mentorship of younger players, and his visible devotion to his daughters had created a new narrative, one of growth, maturity, and redemption. This transformation makes the viral footage of Bianca playing basketball all the more poignant, as it connects to both the athletic excellence that defined Kobe's public persona and the family bonds that became increasingly central to his identity after his playing career ended. The most devastating chapter in the Bryant family story came on January 26, 2020. when Kobe, 13-year-old Gianna, and 7 others died in a helicopter crash in Calabasas, California. The crash was attributed to pilot error, with the NTSB determining that pilot Ara Zobayan became spatially disoriented after flying into foggy conditions without proper instrument training. This tragedy left Vanessa to raise their 3 surviving daughters, Natalia, Bianca, and Capri, without their father and sister. Gianna's death was particularly heartbreaking for basketball fans, as she represented the continuation of Kobe's legacy in the sport. She was already showing remarkable talent and determination on the court, with Kobe serving as her coach and mentor. In her moving eulogy at the memorial service for Kobe and Gianna, Vanessa shared insights into their personalities, their bond, and their shared passion for basketball.
Her smile took up her entire face, like mine. Kobe always said she was me. She had my fire, my personality, and sarcasm. It was pure and genuine. Kobe and Gianna naturally gravitated towards each other. She had Kobe's ability to listen to a song and have all the lyrics memorized after listening to the song a couple of times.
Regarding Gianna's basketball abilities and confidence, Vanessa noted,
Gigi was confident, but not in an arrogant way. She loved helping and teaching other people things. At school, she offered the boys' basketball coaches to help give the boys' basketball team some pointers, like the triangle offense.
She also shared insights into Kobe as a father, highlighting his hands-on approach and dedication to his daughters.
Kobe was the MVP of Girl Dads, or MVD. He never left the toilet seat up. He always told the girls how beautiful and smart they are. He helped me bathe Bianca and Capri almost every night. He would sing them silly songs in the shower and continue making them laugh and smile as he lathered them in lotion and got them ready for bed. He had magic arms and could put Capri to sleep in only a few minutes.
After the tragedy, Vanessa faced numerous challenges, including legal battles related to the crash. One significant lawsuit was against Los Angeles County after sheriff's deputies and firefighters shared graphic photos of the crash site. Deputies and firefighters had used personal phones to take photos of the victims' remains, sharing them with colleagues, spouses, and in one case, with a bartender at a bar where a deputy was drinking. Some photos were even shared during an awards banquet and while playing video games. This invasion of privacy compounded Vanessa's grief tremendously. She testified to experiencing panic attacks and fear that her daughters might see the images online. In August 2022, a federal jury awarded Vanessa $16 million, later corrected to $15 million due to a clerical error, for emotional distress. By February 2023, Los Angeles County agreed to a $28.85 million settlement with the Bryant family, including the jury award plus additional funds to resolve other claims. Vanessa also sued Island Express Helicopters, alleging negligence in the crash. This case was settled confidentially, though details remain undisclosed. Beyond these legal battles, Vanessa had to address an oversight in Kobe's estate planning. He had established the Kobe Bryant Trust in 2003 to manage assets for Vanessa and their children, naming Vanessa, Natalia, Gianna, and Bianca as beneficiaries. However, Capri, born just months before Kobe's death, was not included because the trust hadn't been updated. Vanessa and co-trustee Robert Palinka petitioned the Los Angeles Probate Court to amend the trust to include Capri, ensuring she would inherit equally with her sisters. Despite these challenges, Vanessa has channeled her grief into preserving Kobe and Gianna's legacy. She relaunched the Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation, which supports underserved athletes and provides scholarships in Gianna's name. She has been instrumental in public commemorations, including the unveiling of a Kobe and Gianna statue outside Crypto.com Arena on August 2nd, 2024. A new chapter in the Bryant story. At just 8 years old, Bianca is too young for definitive predictions about her athletic future, but the glimpses we've seen suggest a natural talent that resonates deeply with those who followed her father's legendary career. What makes these videos particularly compelling is the quality of Bianca's movement and form at such a young age. When Candace Parker, a WNBA legend in her own right, comments specifically on technical aspects like the wrist loaded under the ball and being on her toes, she's identifying fundamentals that typically take years to develop. These observations from respected professionals suggest Bianca may have inherited not just her father's passion for the game, but potentially some of his natural aptitude as well. The mentorship Bianca is receiving from basketball professionals is particularly significant. After Kobe's death, Former Lakers teammate Pau Gasol stepped in to teach Bianca basketball, as seen in 2021 Instagram post by Vanessa. This ongoing guidance from figures like Gasol, Sabrina Ionescu, and Candace Parker creates a connection to her father's world and ensures she receives high-quality instruction should she choose to pursue the sport seriously. For those who followed Kobe's career, watching his daughter develop skills in his absence creates a bittersweet sense of continuity. There's a poignant quality to seeing a new generation pick up where he left off, especially considering his increased focus on women's basketball in his post-playing years. Kobe became a vocal advocate for the WNBA and women's sports generally, making his daughter's interest in basketball all the more meaningful as a continuation of that advocacy. In one of his last interviews, Kobe told ESPN that he wanted Bianca and Capri to take up basketball when they got older so he could spend as much time with them as he did with Gianna. As Vanessa recounted in her eulogy,
Alia played in a volleyball tournament on her birthday on January 19th, and he noticed how she's a very intelligent player. He was convinced she would have made a great point guard with her vision of the court. And he told me that he wanted Bianca and Capri to take up basketball when they get older so he could spend just as much time with them as he did with Gigi.
this revelation suggests that Kobe's primary motivation was not to create basketball stars, but to build relationships with his daughters through shared experiences, making Bianca's apparent interest in the sport all the more poignant as a posthumous fulfillment of his wish. The viral footage also takes on additional significance in light of what happened to Gianna, who was widely seen as her father's basketball heir. Gianna was already an accomplished player at 13, with college coaches inquiring about her by age 11. She was nicknamed Mambacita, derived from Kobe's Black Mamba moniker, and aspired to play for UConn before entering the WNBA. When fans urged Kobe to have a son to carry on his legacy, Gianna famously responded, "I got this," affirming her role as his basketball heir. With her tragic death, that torch could potentially pass to Bianca or Capri, though such expectations come with inherent pressure that must be carefully managed. The basketball world's response to Bianca's viral footage has been overwhelmingly supportive, with current and former players noting similarities between her movement patterns and her father's. However, this attention creates a double-edged sword. While encouragement from basketball legends can be inspiring, the inevitable comparisons to Kobe could become burdensome for a child still forming her own identity. It's crucial to remember that Bianca is navigating extraordinary circumstances. She lost her father and sister at just 3 years old, an age where memories are still forming. Her relationship with basketball may serve as an important connection to a father she barely had time to know, a way of feeling close to him through shared activity, even in his absence. Vanessa Bryant's approach to raising her daughters in the aftermath of such profound loss offers insights into how this balance might be achieved. She has been protective of their privacy while also allowing them to connect with their father's legacy in meaningful ways. She has described Bianca as bringing so much light and joy into their lives, a sentiment echoed in her 2023 birthday tribute. "You bring so much love and laughter into our lives." Beyond basketball, Bianca is developing in other areas as well. She enjoys dance classes and arts and crafts, showcasing the creative side that echoed Kobe's own post-basketball storytelling pursuits. Her public appearances, like the ceremonial first pitch at the Dodgers game, reveal a confident child comfortable in the spotlight yet still authentically childlike in her expressions and emotions. The Bryant family's journey since the January 2020 tragedy has been marked by both personal healing and public legal battles. Despite these challenges, Vanessa has focused on creating a stable, loving environment for her daughters while preserving Kobe and Gianna's legacy. She has channeled her grief into philanthropy through the Mamba and Mambacita Sports Foundation, which provides athletic opportunities to underserved youth and particularly supports young female athletes, continuing Kobe's advocacy for women's sports. Looking toward the future, Bianca's journey will inevitably include navigating her father's complex legacy. The Bryant story contains tremendous accomplishments: 5 NBA championships, an MVP award, 2 Olympic gold medals, and an Oscar, but also serious controversies, particularly the 2003 sexual assault case. While that case was settled and criminal charges dropped, many still view it as a significant stain on Kobe's reputation. Others point to his subsequent growth, his public apology, and his efforts to become a better husband, father, and advocate for women's sports as evidence of genuine redemption. This multifaceted legacy will eventually become something Bianca and her sisters must reconcile as they forge their own identities in relation to their famous father. Bianca's 2024 birthday, which Vanessa marked as her BB8 birthday, connecting to Kobe's jersey number 8, demonstrates how the family continues to weave Kobe's memory into everyday milestones. Vanessa wrote, "You say it's your BB8 birthday, and I'll keep reminding you it's your daddy, #8 year," emphasizing the ongoing connection between Bianca and her father. The recent developments in the Bryant family story add another layer of complexity to Bianca's journey. Joe Bryant's death on July 15, 2020 2024, at age 69 from a massive stroke, closed a chapter in the family narrative without fully resolving the estrangement that had marked Kobe's relationship with his parents. Vanessa's bittersweet statement after Joe's death, acknowledging both regret over their limited time together and appreciation for the moments they did share, reflects the complicated emotions that continue to characterize the family's story. Yet it's vital to remember that Bianca is still a child finding her way in extraordinary circumstances. The expectations placed on her, whether explicit or implicit, must be managed carefully to allow her authentic development. While the narrative of Bianca as a mini Mamba is compelling, it should be balanced with recognition of her right to define her own identity, whether in sports or elsewhere. Growing up in the shadow of Kobe's immense legacy and the tragedy of losing him and Gianna presents unique challenges for Bianca. Vanessa has been intentional about providing her with a normal childhood, despite the public spotlight, balancing her exposure to high-profile events with private family moments. Her strength as a single mother, navigating these difficult waters, has been widely praised, and Bianca's evident resilience suggests these efforts are bearing fruit. Beyond her individual journey, Bianca's interest in basketball connects to broader societal shifts in women's sports. Kobe was a vocal advocate for women's basketball, and Gianna's aspirations to play in the WNBA were part of a larger movement to elevate women's athletics. If Bianca continues on this path, she would be entering a landscape that her father helped shape through his advocacy and support. The WNBA has grown in visibility and respect since Kobe's active support began, with players like Sabrina Ionescu and Candace Parker, both mentors to Bianca, achieving new levels of recognition and commercial success. This context adds another layer of significance to Bianca's early basketball development, placing her within a narrative of progress for women's sports that her father championed and her sister embodied. Bianca Bryant, though young, is already a symbol of resilience and hope, carrying forward Kobe Bryant's legacy through her budding basketball skills, participation in tributes like the Dodgers pitch, an embodiment of his values of hard work and joy. Supported by Vanessa and her sisters, Bianca is growing up in a family dedicated to honoring Kobe and Gianna while fostering her individuality. Her interactions with WNBA stars, involvement in family philanthropy, and vibrant personality suggest she will continue to inspire fans, much like her father did. As we watch her develop, it will be important to remember that she is more than just Kobe Bryant's daughter. She is Bianca Bella Bryant, a unique individual with her own personality, talents, and potential. While she may indeed follow in her father's footsteps on the basketball court, her journey will inevitably take its own path, shaped by both his towering legacy and her own distinct experiences and choices. For fans of Kobe Bryant, watching his daughter pick up a basketball and show flashes of his talent is both heart-wrenching and hopeful. It's a reminder of what was lost, but also of what endures. And for Bianca herself, it may be something even more meaningful, a way to know her father through the game he loved, to feel his presence in the arc of a shot, the rhythm of a dribble, and the joy of play. In that sense, every time she steps on a court, a connection is made that transcends even death itself. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting and informative, be sure to check out other similar and amazing videos on the screen. I'll see you in the next video.